Excellent. I will refresh the stream.
Okay. And
Yes. This is cool. Let me just listen to my voice and see the quality. The quality looking sharp. I see this sphere with hair on it.
yeah, there's no more here now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and clear.
Cool. Everything sounds and works fine.
Yeah, both of our voices are coming out nice. Awesome. But chat, let us know if there's anything echoey or things like that, and we'll try and fix it. But so far, it looks nice. Cool.
Mine,
Just
my,
do one more
mine should
refresh.
sound better anyway, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So welcome everyone. Today we will have Miroslav on one more time. He decided to volunteer to go twice in a row. He will be moving away shortly to a place that may or may not have good internet. So this might be one of the final times we get to see him stream for a while. So it's nice that we have this one more time with him.
Yeah,
Yeah, looking forward to moving.
yeah, super excited. Can't wait. I'm going on an island in Greece, so yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you're currently in Bulgaria, correct?
Yep, in Bulgaria, up in the
Yeah, so
mountains.
both those places, it's a 7-hour time zone difference. So right now it's 11 o'clock for him. So props to him for streaming for us again, because that is
Yeah, I'm getting used to it
awesome.
now.
Hey. But yeah, today we'll be working in ZBrush. This is the man that does pretty much all of our hairstyles and character specific assets and things like that. And he has been tasked with an afro, I do believe.
Yep, that's right. So we'll be
Yes.
doing some a little bit of testing today to see how exactly we're going to approach it, because I'm not sure. So in order to figure out how to approach the full hairstyle, I'm gonna be doing some tests on a couple of simple spheres first to figure out if this way of doing things would actually work, because I'm not sure.
Cool. Yeah, because if I recall, you've never done an afro hairstyle before, correct?
Yeah, for Unreal I haven't. I've done
Okay.
few similar things for other engines, but this works a little bit differently, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna be handling this, so we'll be testing it today.
Nice, should be exciting. And how will you go about this testing? Like, what do you need to make sure will work or not work?
So I'm gonna be using a few different layers of. Let me find an image. Uh, this should work. So I'm gonna be doing a few different layers of the same kind of similar texture, uh, and I want to see how exactly Unreal Engine is going to handle different shells. So basically, it's going to be like this sphere here. There are three different spheres right here, but each one of them is a little bit bigger than the one underneath it. So
Okay.
when you layer them all on top of each other, uh, it should give us close result to maybe to this one. But I'm not sure. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna be trying it, because obviously we can't have all those little curly hairs sticking out, because this is going to be like 5 million triangles, and we can
Yeah.
only use something like 5 to 10,000, not million. So uh, that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I have those three spheres here, and I'll be painting on them and then importing them in Unreal Engine and testing out to see what works and what needs to be adjusted in order to have a better result.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's about it. So I'll get to painting and see how far we can get for an hour. It might be
Yeah,
a little
man.
slow because I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna be doing, but let's see.
No, don't worry. There's never a rush for this sort of thing. And I mean, if you've never done an afro hairstyle in Unreal, this is totally fine. Testing is always an important part of any development cycle. So,
Yep.
ooh, nice. Um, but yeah, as per usual, if John or Sean can show up, John is the CEO and Sean is the art director, they will definitely help and try to answer questions you guys might have. I can do so as well, but those guys are the head honchos and know way more about identity than I do. But I will definitely convey any information that I have towards you guys if I can fulfill what you folks are asking. So, but yeah, it's been a busy day. I know that John earlier was working on drug effects, actually. He was testing out some pupil
Oh,
dilation and things like that. So that's pretty cool.
wow. It's going to be
Yeah,
super interesting to see.
it is. And I think he was working on like some blur effect for people who are drunk, but that's the little tidbit of the day. He was doing a bunch of
You
programming
can be
stuff and
drunk in the game?
oh yeah. I think they even had a drunken thing in Altus Life, so it should be cool. Just busy programming away. When I walked in his office earlier, he was doing stuff with hairstyles.
Yeah?
So just doing all sorts of things in Unreal. Motown's been ultra busy with tasks revolving all around artwork and getting, you know, things imported into the engine correctly, making sure all the dimensions are correct, things like that. So it is extremely busy. Yeah, this is interesting what you're doing here with the sphere. That's cool.
Well, I don't know if it's interesting, but I have to do it.
I also like how Substance Designer has that parallel mode where
The
it like
symmetry?
mirrors what
Yeah,
you're
this is
doing.
ZBrush,
Yeah,
by the way. But yeah, it's the same thing. This is ZBrush, not Substance.
cool. Yeah.
Do you do any 3D stuff at all? Have you done any?
No, I wish though. It would be cool if Motown could teach me, but we're just so busy that there's no time. Maybe
Yeah, I
sometime
know.
after module one is out.
Yeah,
Because it's I always see you guys work and I'm really starting to understand and appreciate how much effort goes into the smallest details. Like this stuff can take forever.
yeah.
So
Even finding just the right reference that you're of the thing that you're making could fucking take
hmm
forever. Yeah. Oh, let me know if you ever need some. I don't know if you have some questions or if you want to start doing something. I can help too.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice to know that we have connections to such amazing artists. So if I do
Yeah.
ever have any questions, I'll definitely shoot them your way.
There you go.
Eh. But yeah, if you guys have any artsy questions for Miroslav, feel free to post and we'll try and get around to them. Um,
Yeah. Look from distance. I'm not sure how good you can see this on the stream. Is the quality alright? Should I bump it up a little bit? Can you see what I'm making?
uh,
Is it?
it looks Afro-y, so to
Yeah,
speak.
but
You
it's
can
not
see
like
the
except it's
yeah,
flat on the sides. But
yeah, yeah. It's
this is what I'm hoping I'll be able to achieve with a few different shells. So we'll see.
cool. But yeah, team is definitely working hard on that task tracker. They've been updating daily. I think it said it was updated an hour or two ago, but that might have been a hiccup. I think they're doing something in Reich that might have caused it to say that, but
Oh,
they'll probably get around to updating it again before they leave from work, which they've been doing every day. So yeah, hey, everyone's anxiously awaiting those, and it's coming along quite nicely.
nice.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to have it out for so many reasons. One, like it's just gonna be fun. Yeah, it's just gonna be fun to play. And two, it'll definitely help me answer questions a lot better.
Yeah,
Actually having the game to play. So
I actually know very little about the game itself. I'm sure the guys on the server here, or whoever is watching the stream, knows a lot more than me. I've been just making things. Haven't had enough time to investigate.
yeah, I mean, when hairstyles take you like days on end to make a single one, so it's all good.
Okay, this should be the first layer. Yeah, looks kind of nice.
Mhm.
So next I'm gonna add some shadows. I'm gonna fake some shadows in order for
Ooh.
the hair to look a little bit more bumpy. You see how there's like shadowy areas in between the strands. Here. Maybe we can do something like this later on too. I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh.
I'm selecting a bunch of different reference for later. But something like this might be cool. I like this.
Yeah, that looks pretty nice.
Now, wait.
Here. Here you go, Delta. Just throwing an old Twitch clip. Oh, is Miroslav going to move into your main office soon, or will he go somewhere else? He's actually about to move to an island in Greece. Um, you've been working pretty much full time for us, I think, for a while, right? Or
Yep.
something close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
couple of years at least.
yeah, man. You've been around forever. But I don't think any plans to come to the office in Canada right now.
I might. Let's see what's gonna happen after the summer, and if there's still a lot of work left to be done. I don't.
Oh, that would be cool.
I wouldn't mind going to Canada. Yeah, we spoke with John before, but it worked out a little bit better for everybody for me to stay here.
Ooh.
A bit more depth. Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, thanks again for the mods for showing up to the chat to help answer questions. That's always a huge help. But yeah, today will definitely be more laid back if the other guys can't pop in. They did show up Tuesday though, and if you haven't seen the highlights, they answered some pretty integral questions like how you'll be able to claim your Steam key for Module 1. And they talked a bit about the task tracker and things like that. So for people who have not yet checked up on those highlights, I highly recommend doing so. Very informative, and I'll throw in the link here. It should be at the very bottom.
What kind of a package are we getting?
The developers?
Yeah.
Uh, I guess you could. I mean, the fact that you're making all these hairstyles and things like that, I'm pretty sure you could be rewarded with whatever you want in the game. You are a developer.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I haven't asked yet, so I don't know.
No, it's good. Yeah, I know Jade is going to be playing around with all the apartments he made for sure.
How many apartments are there? Maybe I can start
Uh,
asking questions now.
Jeez. There's the studio, which is sometimes referred to as the bachelor, which is
No,
the
no, I
smallest
mean
one.
not how
Uh,
many kinds, how many as a count. How many, like, there's
oh, how many?
existing number that you can buy, and after that they'll be gone, right? It's not infinity number. Is there?
Uh, in terms of, okay, so this is how it works. In terms of like space as in apartments within the game,
Yeah.
you can have as many apartments as you want within a single like apartment holding area. So it might be like an apartment
Ah,
complex. I think in Town Square, it might be a hotel you access the apartments in. But apartments are instanced and they're plentiful in supply. You'll never have to worry about running out. But in terms of the different variants we have purchasable right now, we have probably 6 or 7, I'd say. Jade would know the answer better, but we have
okay.
like the luxury 1 bedroom, luxury 2 bedroom, single bedroom, double bedroom. We have the penthouse. We have the studio apartment, uh,
So you can,
and
yeah,
probably
sorry.
some more.
You can see how little I know about this. I was imagining that there'll be like, let's say, 800 apartments in the town square. Physical like a physical space, and then that's it because there's no more space there. That's what I was thinking. Obviously, it doesn't work this way. Do you know what I mean? Like in real time, in real life, if you go to some town, there's only so much space there.
Mm.
Or you don't understand what I'm saying. Let's say you walk to the street and you turn right. This is supposed to be your apartment building. And there's only 100
Oh,
apartments in this apartment building. Once they're sold, that's it. But it looks like there'll be
no,
more.
that's more for the houses. So the way
Aha.
that the housing system works is that on the server land, there are so many houses. There's maybe like 500 or so. I'm just gonna throw that number out. But if you own house A on server A, Miroslav, no
Yeah.
one else can buy that house. So
Okay.
that is yours.
Right.
So that's where things actually start to run thin and there's a limited resource, but apartments are plentiful. You can have as many as you want. You'll never
Aha.
have to worry about people buying them all.
Okay. Nice. So I was onto something without actually knowing anything. All right. So it's just starting to look a little bit more uh, like it has some depth, right?
Yeah. We have our concept artist in the chat, Nicotine X. Hello, Pav. How's it going?
Hey there.
His team is definitely really helping out with art assets. Basically, Pav is part of something called Aftermath Production, I do believe. And if we ever need more art, he has connections with other artists that work together with Asylum. So he's responsible for giving us the old concept art of like the swamp, the camper trailer RV thing with the smoke going out of
Yeah,
it,
the
and
the very
lots
first
of stuff.
images, right?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay, very dark. Okay, time to a bit brighter.
Surbaro77, when can we start expecting Steam keys to activate the game? Pretty much whenever the module goes live, probably the day of. I'll shoot you a clip that we just took from last week's stream when John was around to answer questions, because it's very important to know how to access this sort of thing. Steam key. So basically what's going to happen is you'll get an email saying, hey, go check out your accounts on the Identity website. There will be a Steam login on the Identity website. So you'll log into your Steam. While you're logged into your Identity account, then you'll be able to claim a key. You'll throw it into Steam and bam, you'll have uh, module 1 ready to go. We would love to show it off on stream soon. I asked about this on Tuesday, but it really just depends on how quickly the task tracker is completed. But I know that people would love to, well, the devs would love to show off some of the features, and you guys would love to see that too. So I'll throw that into the chat again for those of you who are just trickling in now. Here we go. So these two clips are about me asking when we can expect to see new footage. Is Asylum still looking for tech artists and programmers? We're always open to looking at resumes and things like that. Right now, we're just ultra busy, so I'm not even sure if we've had time. But you can definitely find some of the older job listings on the Asylum website, which hasn't been updated in forever. But if you send off something to careers@asylumentertainment.ca, there's a chance John will see it and take a look at your account. If you do want me to write that down for you, step 3 profit, I can shoot you the contact. Any news on the website? Still going well. In the notice that I shouldn't say notice, in the message John made last week about the task tracker, he did also allude to the site that was scheduled for this week. As far as I know, it's still on track for that. However, I do know that with the whole us accepting credit card payments now outside of PayPal, We are waiting on Global Collect, which is kind of like the PayPal for credit cards, so to speak. It's a weird analogy, but we're waiting on them to finish something on their end that'll actually allow us to complete the transactions and make sure that the money is going somewhere. So we might actually end up being totally complete on our side and still having to wait for Global Collect to get back to us, taking a little bit longer than we thought they would be. But basically, they're just going to help handle all the credit card transactions. If you Google them, they're just a big, there's like a generic term for it, just like e-commerce transaction handler or something like that. But yeah, hopefully that'll help because I know a lot of people have requested something other than PayPal. Either PayPal isn't available in their countries or it's just giving some issues. So good to have options. Hello, Olio. Thanks for popping in too. Nice to see you mods here.
Alright, so this should be a little bit better. Oh.
Ooh. How many people are working on the game? I asked that to John actually today during our daily 1v1 convo, and he said we usually hover around the lower 20s.
Huh.
In the office right here, right now, we currently have 7, including me. I don't do any coding or art or things like that. Yeah, in the office, we have the art director, the CEO, one of our programmers, a 2D graphic artist, a web developer, and UI designer. And then there's me. We have a lot of people remotely. Of course, Miroslav is coming in at you guys live from Bulgaria, 7-hour difference. We got people like Jade in the UK. We got Antoine in Quebec. We have Philippe from Germany. Lots of people. Some guys in the US. I think Marvin is in the US. Is there a minimum wage in game? From the beta onwards, because there won't be any jobs in module 1. But when you do get a chance to experience jobs, you'll mostly be paid for activities you do and tasks that you complete. The developers aren't too fond of passive income because if you could just stand around and get paid, it's not very fun or it doesn't feel very rewarding. You can't escape passive income in any way. Um, Will you be able to create an unofficial server like you can in Arc, or will servers only be paid ones, paid official ones? There will be official servers, and then there will be private servers. You can rent private servers. We're using Spatial OS, which requires, like, it necessitates the use of Google's cloud servers. And it's really weird to say that we're selling, like, dedicated hardware boxes for that because cloud servers can pop in and out dynamically. There might be one server dedicated entirely to AI. Might be one server dedicated entirely to the player characters. And because of that, we can't actually sell servers, but we can definitely let you guys rent them. And you'll still have like the same access and permissions as you would buying a server. It's just weird because it's not like a traditional MMO where you have a single box dedicated to running a server. It's like a bunch of different servers running to make one game world. So but to answer your question, yeah, we'll definitely give you guys the ability to rent servers and customize settings as you see fit. The extent of which are not yet like finalized, but we do want to give you guys a lot of customization options. So like changing the prison length setting, changing the stress system if you aren't fond of it, a bunch of stuff. Kinky background OWO. And people got to see your desktop for a second, Miroslav.
Oh yeah. Did you guys like the background image?
Yeah, it was nice.
Can't see it though. Still. Sorry.
No, it's gone.
Ah. Um,
Is that Chun-Li?
yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah, that's like your, I think she has that costume in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, don't forget that when we're speaking, on the Discord, you hear my voice normally, but then on the Twitch video, there is a delay.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Lane Cullen will probably update the tracker right before they leave the office. That seems to be what they've been doing for the past few days. I'll definitely remind them to before I head out. So probably right after this stream. So what are you doing here with these circles on the black background?
This is the UV map uh, for the texture for this sphere that I'm working on. This is how it looks like when you flatten it out. So let's imagine that you have what, something wrapped up in foil, and then you take off the foil and you make it flat, and then you start painting on the foil before you put it back on. Before, let's say, sorry if I can explain this. But this is the UVs. But this is the way we paint the textures. You have to like flatten them from the 3D model, and then you can paint on it. Or this is how the engine reads it in a 2D way. Does this make any sense?
A little bit. I kind of get it. It's cool either way. I just like seeing this.
So I have this texture now. I'm gonna have to figure out. I have to do a bunch of things to it before I move it to Unreal. I'm gonna use a little template that I have set up here from before for the beards that I was making.
Okay.
So this is not a lot of fun to watch, but this is what I
No,
have to.
I think it's amusing.
This is what I have to go through. Okay.
At Hyped for Town Square Montreal, there's a Twitch clip talking about the commodities market. There's no stock market in Identity, but there will be a commodities market. So basically, if there's a super amount of saturation of a particular item, you'll expect to see prices go down as they're super ubiquitous, and it might be localized to certain cities too. So, you know, I don't really have any examples of items, but say there's a particular ore that's really commonly found in a particular city, it might be cheaper to buy there than it is somewhere else because it's just more plentiful there. But the clip should definitely help out explain that better. What kind of specs do I need to run the game? That's a very good question. We'll definitely get something like that, I suppose, rather soon. I'm going to summon an older clip where we talked about the gameplay trailer. I do recall the devs wanting the game to run pretty well on a GTX 1060. That's kind of like the level of detail we want to go for. But in terms of like minimum specs, something's still up in the air. I myself bought a little budget PC and I want to see how well it runs Town Square. I'll definitely share my results with you guys. It's currently an i3 2120 with a GT 1030, the GDDR5 version. I know that they're making, I think, DDR4 versions of the GT 1030, which is terrible. I don't know why they're doing that. But I would love to share my findings. But at the end of the day, the testing that the devs do will be far more extensive than anything I do as a side project. But minimum specs are important, and we want to share that stuff with you guys when we can. What country is the map based on, or is it completely made up? It's based on the eastern part of the US, specifically the Carolinas. That's where Identity takes a lot of its inspiration from. That's actually the area where the devs originally wanted to have their office in. But due to John having his family up in Canada, they ended up moving the office up here. But yeah, definitely taking inspiration from Carolinas in the US, which is pretty cool. Yeah. 30 minutes has passed already. I'm really amazed at how many viewers we have because I didn't even tweet this one out because I knew that the devs probably wouldn't be around to answer any questions. But thanks so much for showing up. Hey, Cyber. It's really cool to have you all here. We're all just kind of anxiously awaiting the task tracker. Uh, and yes, as I said earlier, the devs should update that before they leave the office. So after the stream, I'll remind them. Hmm. Our uptime, we usually always start at 4 p.m. EST and we'll close around 5. It's all good. That being said, I should probably get a command for uptime or things like that when we do start streaming the game because people might be streaming it whenever. I know that I want to be playing with the community as much as I can because it'll be really fun and just cool to finally have my hands and everyone be yeah, playing Town Square. Yeah. Back about the computer specs, I really hope that prices begin to drop for the GPUs. I've seen like some influence recently, some changes, but it's just such an expensive process building a new computer. It's crazy. RAM prices are ridiculous too.
Yeah, tell me about it. And imagine if you want to get a even better PC, something that will allow you to work on it for TT
Yeah.
for games. Prices are just crazy.
When all tasks get ready, will this mean release module? Yes, when all of the tasks are completed, when all bars are green on the task tracker, it'll be ready to go up on Steam. We'll just have to wait however long Steam takes to get it up on there, but shouldn't be too long. Actually, I'm gonna talk a bit about that for a second because that's something I asked last stream and John gave me an answer. So, uh, one moment. When the task tracker progress bars are filled, what will happen? Yeah, RAM is pretty ridiculous. There's another question. Do your stats reset when the full game comes out? You might keep your character names and like some of their appearance, but because there's no money in Town Square, if we just give you access to everything and you can bring that over, that might prove to be a problem. So it really depends on how John is feeling, how the community feels, and if you guys want to give feedback on that during the module when it's live, they might change their minds. But for now, I don't think too much stuff will transfer over into the full game. I did inquire once, like about maybe saving some really nice pieces of artwork or some nice stories. They have the tech to do that to bring it over, but they don't know if they will. How much will we actually be able to do in Module 1? Well, to start out, the apartment customization is probably the biggest feature you can take part in. It'll act pretty much almost like it is in the video we had out a few years ago. Not much has changed. There's been some minor tweaks, but apartment customization is a big thing. You'll be able to create your characters in Town Square. You'll be able to do, as we've talked about it before a few times, karaoke. I've tried to get the developers to have a karaoke contest between themselves, but they're very adamant they don't want to do that, so that's a shame.
I
There'll be
wonder why.
karaoke. You can paint pictures and submit them to the art gallery to show off to other people. You can write books, do the same thing with the library. The library and the art gallery are kind of fused. I think the upstairs portion of the art gallery is the library. But there's that. You can go to the cinema and watch older movies. Interested because I did ask John the other day about what kind of list there is for public domain movies to watch. And after some research, because he didn't quite remember the name, they were inputted like months and months and months ago. But I think one of the movies will be something called Teenagers from Outer Space. And you can watch the full thing on the Wikipedia article. So I assume that's one of the movies because it's completely free and accessible. There's some like they didn't file for copyright properly or something and it fell into public domain. So pretty sure that'll be one of our videos you can watch. John said it was pretty silly but oddly entertaining when he watched it. Yeah, it's like all black and white, but that's cool. No confirmed set list for the karaoke songs yet either, but I know that he was getting songs, so 2 weeks ago, I think. Um, what else? There are other smaller features you can do. I can't give away everything yet because I don't have permission to, but there are small little neat things you can do within Town Square, but it's mostly a social lobby where you can interact with other players, get a feeling for how social interaction will work in Identity when the full release is out. And oh yeah, there's also the game board to play chess on, which is cool. That sphere's looking pretty nice, dude.
Well, not yet, but I have a bunch of themes here. That's not important. I don't have to worry about them. But so it's very shiny now. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it a little bit less shiny.
Yeah, it looks like an item you'd pick up in like a Zelda game or something to check at somebody or
Yeah.
unlock something.
Yeah, I have one. So let's try this one. This will work better.
Oh, and of course, as Module 1 goes on, there will be updates periodically to add new things in. So either new furniture, new cosmetics, new features, because at some point they want to open up the shooting range in the basement of the police station. That'll be fun to try out the guns. That won't be there right at launch with Module 1, but later on. So yeah, they will be updating it every now and then, just to keep people coming back and checking to see what's new. All right, I am very far back in the chat. I apologize. I'm slow as molasses. Will there be loans for houses or vehicles? There won't be any loans in Identity, mostly because it would probably be exploitable, either like by taking out a loan, giving it to a friend, and then never using that first account ever again, or something like that, where it would probably just be exploited. There is a loan shark, but he doesn't really have to do anything with loans. It's basically someone that can clean your dirty money if you've robbed a bank, and because you can't use that money directly right away, you need to quote unquote clean it. And I think he takes a small cut out of that too when you do that. How many people are on the team? As mentioned earlier, actually, I think someone else asked this. We're like the total people working on Identity is probably in the low 20s. In the office, we have 7 people, and abroad we have the majority actually. So very small team, but Doing very well. It would be great to get more people out into the office though, because it really helps with communication. Like when Motown came, coming from the US, it sped things up so much. Being able to have the CEO and the art director in the same room and basically convey what needs to be done to basically check off at tasks and things like that just helps really well when everyone's in the same area. You know, especially considering like Miroslav here is 7 hours apart. You can't always be in contact, right? Sometimes you might have to wait a day to get back because he'll be sleeping when we're awake and vice versa.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It's life, it's the world.
All right, so this is the first sphere. Now I have to paint the second one and do the same thing for the second.
Cool. Less shiny now.
Yeah, well, yeah, the shiny thing is not so difficult, but I was expecting a little bit different results, so we'll see how this works.
Okay. Yeah, I would assume doing an afro isn't exactly the easiest thing. You might just assume it's a big ball, but to make it look realistic is going to be like just to find that right texture, you know?
Yeah. So moving on to the next sphere that I have to paint.
Cool. How old will your character be? Uh, Basically, everyone will be playing as like this semi-athletic male or female, and there won't be any like aging in the game, as in you won't, you know, get older and more frail. You will be able to add small things to the facial features that might give you wrinkles and things like that, but your character won't age like that. The body won't morph, so to speak. The face can, there's a good amount of facial customization features actually. You guys have probably seen in the previous devlog, John finally gave a peek at what the menu looks like, and there's really a decent number of options for face customizations. But in terms of the body won't change just because of how we're doing the clothing system. Um, it was either we have a lot of really cool clothes and make it very easy to produce a bunch, while keeping the bodies pretty much the same. Or we could have had the bodies morph and change shape and things like that, but be very limited on the amount of clothing we can implement. And that's basically just due to our team size. We had to choose one or the other. We went with the former so that you guys can have lots of different clothing options and hairstyles and things like that that fit particular body types, but not allow that actual body to like change if you go to the gym or things like that. About the question with the freckles, I don't really know myself. I haven't logged in a while. I did help test out just like the logging in feature and I got a quick glance at the character customization weeks ago now. Might have been 4 weeks now, but
There
I
are
will try.
freckles. Is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah, there are freckles.
Ooh, did you make a model with freckles or?
All the models will have freckles. They'll have a few different levels of freckles.
Ooh,
Yeah, you can have a little bit more and a lot of freckles.
good to know.
But I don't know when this will be available. I know I made them, so they're ready.
That's good. Yeah, you've been doing character specific stuff forever. Like you're really, it's kind of like your specialty, really,
Oh
your
yeah, that's what
craft.
that's what I do. I only do characters. I can't. I probably can't do like let's say model a car. I can probably do that,
Hmm.
but it's probably gonna take me forever, and it's not gonna be the best looking car for sure.
I gotcha. That's cool. So why character stuff in particular? Do you just like that aspect of artwork more, or do you just
Uh
find it easiest?
it's actually, well, I can't say it's it's more difficult than other disciplines because I don't know the other disciplines, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just enjoy this a lot more. It's when I was starting to work in games, or before I started working in, when I was trying to figure out what I want to do, this was the most the most fun thing that I was seeing that it's available to make, and I was making them, and then I started learning a little bit more about characters and ZBrush, and then I think I was well, it's a funny, it's a silly story, but I wanted to learn a little bit more about ZBrush, and I signed up for one of the CG Society workshops back in the day.
Cool.
And while learning ZBrush, there was not a specific class about ZBrush, but there was this character art class, characters for games, that was teaching ZBrush in it. And I was like, all right, I'll just sign up for this class here so I can learn ZBrush. I wasn't actually that much interested in the characters back then, but the class was so interesting that I got hooked up. Jonathan Rush was my teacher, probably still my the best teacher that I've ever had. Really cool stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah, he worked
awesome.
on one of the Lara Croft games back in the days.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
sick.
he made Lara Croft herself, so it was super awesome to learn from this dude.
Wow. That's actually really impressive.
Yeah, so that's how I got hooked up, and then I took a couple more classes after that, and that's it. And I'm still taking classes now, like all the time. Not ZBrush specific, but different kind of art classes.
Awesome. Nice origin story there.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I see some talk about the prices in the Twitch chat. As it stands right now, the packages that are on the shop are basically really good deals. When the new shop goes up, the packages will remain as they are for a week, and then they will be gone for good. When the new shop does go up, you'll have these packages up for a week alongside the individual items you can find in the packages. And if you were to buy every single individual item that mirrors the contents of a package, it'll be more expensive to buy them individually. So the packages right now and when they're up for a week will be a nice deal. And you'll actually be able to compare. I got clarification for this. When the new shop goes up, you'll be able to compare the packages as they are now with the individual items. So don't have to feel compelled to buy anything ASAP, but they will be giving you a good deal, these packages. Motown made sure that the individual items would cost more, so just to reward the people that got in early. Yeah, in terms of actual like value changes to the prices, we'll know soon when the new site goes up. I don't have any on hand right now. And you only need, if you want to just play the full game when it comes out, if you want to have a copy, all you need for that is the Citizen package, which is currently $15. The $30 one is probably the most popular because that one is also the one that grants you access to the modules and the beta, any pre-release content we put out basically. And with that, you'll be able to play Town Square when that comes out soon. So the $30 one is definitely the hot item, so to speak. Hey,
Hey guys.
awesome. For the last 10 minutes we
Yep.
have
Sorry, I'm late.
No, it's fine. You're busy. So the art director just joined in to see what's going on. How's it going, Motown?
Hey, Sean.
I'm doing good. Came in to just to see you guys off. We have 10 minutes left. So I wanted to
Yeah,
say hi and say hello to everybody.
Oh, hi.
thanks. Will the task tracker be updated before you guys book it?
I think John did it a couple hours ago, actually. What are you saying to it?
I think it updated, like it said it updated, but I don't know if anything changed. I don't know if that was a little hiccup in Rike or something like that, but
Okay, let me. I'll check up
you
on
can
that
bring it up right
after.
now. or whenever you want.
All right, well, that's weird. He did not update it, but it does say it was updated 2 hours ago, so that's strange. But
Yeah. It's all good.
okay, he's gonna update it in about 10 minutes. So right after the stream ends, it should be
Woo!
good.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been up to today, dude?
A lot of hair related stuff. And John's working with that now to get everything sorted out.
Hey, so you guys are having as much fun as I am now.
Oh yes.
Nice. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything seems like it's going. Had to send one thing back to get reanimated, but it's working out.
Okay.
It should be quick.
Nice. Yeah, Miroslav right here is doing some testing for the afro. He's trying to get textures and a feel for how it'll look with these spheres, which is cool.
Ah, yes, I remember. Let me. Oh, it looks like he's got a good start going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about the Unreal side of things. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll like have to do it in layers or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll do a
It's hard to say.
few different shells. That's the original
Okay.
plan. I'll build. I have a few spheres, and I have them
Yeah.
in like each one of them is bigger than the other one. This is gonna happen
Okay.
with the actual hair after that, and I'm trying to paint some textures and see how this is going to work.
Yeah. I mean, like what I think you're doing anyway. It seems promising. It seems like you could be heading in the right direction here. So we'll see how it turns.
Yeah, yeah, it's possible that it's gonna work
Definitely,
out.
definitely this hairstyle a little more challenging than others because it has just a different flow to it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, here's a small question about town, if you wouldn't mind taking a
Yeah.
crack at it. I swear we've addressed this before, but when you speak in identity, is there going to be a little bubble above your head or some sort of like voice icon to show that you're speaking?
Mm, yes, but I don't know if that's going to happen in Town Square.
Okay. Cool. Yep.
Well, it'll be on some servers. Like you'll probably like if you own a private server, you'll probably be able to disable that if you think it's immersion breaking. You know, so it's not going to force like the little bubble.
Cool. Good to know. Where is the identity office? Oh, I see people already answered that, but we are currently in Ontario in Canada. That's the province. We're in Ottawa, specifically Kanata North. It's like a big tech hub where there's all these other technological communities and companies that are just kind of huddled together in this single area, which is pretty neat. We're very close to the Brook Street Hotel. It's nice. The weather's been awful, but finally starting to improve. Can anyone apply for identity? Basically, if you feel that you're passionate and have a good portfolio, if you have, if you have some good work to show off, you can definitely hit us up. We have some older applications up on our Asylum website, which probably hasn't been updated in quite a while. But definitely get in
Yeah.
touch with either Beach Ball or you can whisper the Identity RPG
Yeah,
Twitch.
you could definitely apply on asylumentertainment.ca or whisper Beach Ball and he'll pass things along.
Yeah.
But we will like if bonus points if you live nearby here and come into our office. You know, that's the main thing is if your portfolio is just amazing, we're not going to pass it up. But in most cases, if you live close to our office and can come here and work with us here in the office, that's even better.
hmm And just for some clarification with the mods, it's weird, but like Canada and Ottawa are kind of synonymous. Like Canada's inside of Ottawa, but recently Google changed how they did locations and stuff where just like Canada's in Ottawa, but both answers are correct. If you put them on a postage stamp, they'll both go here.
Exactly.
It's a bit weird. There's like suburbs of suburbs and divisions of divisions over here. definitely confusing to Motown from where he
It
came.
is for sure. Like we definitely don't have anything like that system in the, at least in most parts. Maybe in like New York, it's like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds confusing anyway.
Yeah.
With the first module, to answer one of the questions in the chat, everyone will be given an apartment, but it'll be like the small default one, just so you can play around with the customization features. In the full game, if you didn't pledge for an apartment, this will not carry over. But if you did pledge for an apartment, so if you bought something off the shop, you'll keep it going into the full game. But the TLDRs, everyone will have a small apartment to play around with if they don't already have one for just Town Square. Moving on into the full game, you will lose that if you didn't pledge for it. Because it's apartment customization is one of the big features, and I think everyone deserves to at least try that out because it's a focus, it's the emphasis. So it'll work pretty much the same as you guys saw in the video a few years back. Not much has changed. There's been some minor tweaks, but apparently it's still very similar. So good to know.
Very tedious.
Ah, yeah. So I'm only gonna do like half of this one because I want to see how
Yeah.
the bottom is gonna blend, if it will blend at all. So I'm almost done.
Okay, that's understandable.
Cool. Yeah, but I hope everyone is enjoying their Thursday. I still can't believe we have this many viewers when I didn't tweet it out. But yeah, it's great. Everyone's super excited to see new news, and I'm excited to see how the task tracker is moving along later today in a few minutes, actually. Um, but yeah, when enough tasks are complete, don't have a particular number, things like that, but eventually it would be awesome to show some stuff off stream. We really can't make any promises as to when, but at some point, you'll get to see some footage, and I will let people know, like for sure, when that's happening. But today, uh, still not quite at that level. And besides, since Miroslav is moving soon, I wanted to get him on stream one final time before, he might not be able to stream for a long time. So
Yeah, you're actually moving to Lemnos, right? Is that the
Yep,
island?
yep. I'm moving
Yeah.
to Limnos
So
next week
yeah, that's
sometime.
actually the island in Altus Life. You already knew that.
Yeah,
In our Armor 3 mod.
yep. I couldn't believe it when you told me that this is such a coincidence. From all the
Yeah.
places in the world, you guys had a server that's located on the island that I'm spending my summers in.
Right.
This is
Exactly.
fucking crazy. It's a nice island though.
Good, good. It was it had like an influx of immigrants a while back ago. Is that still the case?
Not on
Lemnos?
this island. On other islands surrounding this island, there were, but
Yeah.
not on this particular one because this one is a little bit further away from Turkey, and this is where they usually came from with the boat.
Okay.
They came from Turkey, but this is a little bit further away, so they went to the next one down and south and closer to the coast because we're
Right.
quite far away from the coast for a simple boat to reach it. You need like a real ferry or something. So we didn't. So there's not a lot of immigrants there. There's no any immigrants actually.
cool.
So
Yeah, I just dropped a Twitch clip in the chat about claiming pledge rewards. Basically, if you have a pledge reward, you'll be able to claim it once per server that you're in, which is cool. This is speaking of the full game, of course. So you can't claim it once per server per every character because you can have 3 characters per server. That's what we're kind of looking at right now. But you can definitely claim it once. So just because if you're able to do that, like claim all of your starting cash and cars and things like that, and pool them into one guy, that'd be probably a bit overpowering. But anything you bought through the shop, we want to make sure that you guys have access to because it's real money and very important that you can actually get what you ordered. So you'll be able to claim pledge rewards once per server. That's the current plan.
All right. So the tracker is updated.
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone go take a look.
So it looks like some things on the programming end changed. You will see at least 3 of the 4 environment tasks updated tomorrow. That's what I'm told anyway, from our guys. So the 3 of the 4 in progress environment tasks should be completed tomorrow, as well as a couple of the technical art tasks.
Cool. I
And
like this.
shortly after that, the character art and the UI stuff should be done.
Woo.
Leaving only technical art. There's a few, as you could tell already, there's a few technical art tasks that haven't been started yet, but those are the ones that haven't been started are actually really simple stuff like renaming the shooter game, because that's like by
Oh
default
yeah.
when you make a game in Unreal Engine, it's by default called shooter game, and that's actually like
That's
if any of
funny.
you guys played Ark back in the day, when they first launched Ark Survival Evolved, it was called shooter game. Like the client, the process was called shooter game for a while until they finally fixed it. And it's the same case here. It's not critical that we do that before we release. So we'll try to get it done. And also replacing the desktop icon so that when you download the client, it has an icon to go with it. So
Why do I keep clicking on this? It's
Um,
the worst placement of a button, Adobe Application Manager. What the hell? Yeah, I'm sure I wanna quit.
I think some people in the Discord are saying they can't see a visual difference on the task tracker. I don't really remember what it looked like
I
prior though.
think something programming related changed.
Okay, because it does say last updated 4 minutes ago, but I'll have to look into this. But basically, just for those wondering about UI and UX I asked today for clarification. That's user experience. So UX is basically denoting things like how easy do the menus flow, how usable are they, are they simplified enough to where you could only like use a few clicks to get where you're supposed to be going. It's basically just making it more friendly for the user and more fun and more intuitive. That's kind of what user experience is. But yeah, I'm getting some ats, no changes to the task tracker, says the community. So we'll have to get that fixed. But yeah, also it is 5:02. It is past midnight for Miroslav, so we do have to get going now. Thank you so much for joining us today on the stream. If there's any questions I didn't get around to answering, definitely shoot them my way at beach_ball number 4434 in the Discord, or you can find me on the community forums for Identity, or you can just whisper the Identity RPG channel right here. Just find Beach Ball and he will get you hooked up. I'd like to say thank you to Motown for showing up to help answer the questions in the final few minutes. It's always good getting clarification and learning more about this task tracker. And thank you to Miroslav for staying up super late to do some streaming for us.
Yeah, sure.
Greatly appreciated, man.
Sure. You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
All right, we'll go see if we can get the task tracker going, because interesting that it didn't visually update. But I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Have a great night, everyone.
All right, see ya.